Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Monday, November 8th, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So we're going to take a quick look back at yesterday's picks, see how they turned out, take a look at the injuries in play for tonight's slate, and then talk about my picks on both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight. So yesterday we had Derrick Rose, $4,800, looking like a very good play in that starting lineup yesterday, looking for 24 points out of him. Got to 28.25 on the DraftKings side, so he was a hit. Then moved down to Joe Ingles, $4,900 in that starting lineup as well. Looking for about 24, 25 points out of him. He got to 19.25, so he's a mess. He only ended up shooting 2 for 9 on the day overall, so not the best day for him by any means. Then at the small forward position, we had Karis LeVert, $6,900, looking for 34, 35 points out of him. He got to exactly 34. I gave him a push here since we're looking for about 34.5 to be exact, but definitely somebody that didn't kill you overall. His shooting on the day overall was not the best either. I think it was like 8 for 22 or something like that, so could be a little bit better as well. And then at power forward, Denny Advia, $3,500, looking for 17, 18 points out of him. He got to 26.75. And I said nobody else was going to be on Denny Advia. 1% ownership in the GPPs that I played. And the guy that got you, 8 times return on value? That is insane. And nobody else was on him yesterday. It's kind of sad that nobody else was on him, but it was definitely a good leverage play for us overall. And then Mitchell Robinson, $4,400. Look for 22 points out of him. He got to 28.25. He was a hit as well. And he was another guy that was really low owned, only about 4 or 5% in GPPs. So overall, it was a pretty solid day on the DraftKings side, minus that Joe Ingles pick. And then on the FanDuel side, we had Derrick Rose once again, $4,700, looking for 23, 24 points out of him. Got to 28.7, so he was a hit. Donovan Mitchell, who I did play after Mike Conley was out, $8,000, looking for about 40 points out of him. He got to 36.9, so he was a miss. He only shot 8 for 24 from the field and 2 for 12 from 3, so just not a very good day for him overall. And then in small forward, we had Kevin Porter in, and unfortunately it was a down Kevin Porter game as he was $6,000 looking for 30 points out of him. He's really hit or miss. You're either going to get like the 17, 19-point game or you're going to get the 30-plus point game. So there's no really in between. He was a miss yesterday, 27 minutes, only 3 for 9 shooting. Had a bunch of assists, but not much else yesterday. Then at the power forward position, we went with Thad Young, and he is $4,600, looking for 23 points out of him. He got to 28.1, so he was a hit. And then last but not least, Mr. Evan Mobley, $6,000, looking for 30 points out of him. Got to 49.3, so he was a massive hit right there. So pretty solid day overall. There was some pretty good hits. There was a couple misses there just based on poor shooting performances, but if you went with some of these guys, you probably were sitting a little bit better than some other people out there in the field. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the injuries for tonight's slate. So it looks like there's just the one game that starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time too. So that might be an interesting game. In most situations, this is probably a game that I would punt. However, the 76ers could have a lot of value once again. But the Knicks are all the way healthy. The 76ers are without Thibault, Simmons, Ryler, Joe, Harris, and then Danny Green's questionable once again with his hamstring injury. I do assume he's out once again tonight. For the Brooklyn Nets, Claxton and Irvin are both still out, and James Johnson, game time decision, but looking like he should play. Chicago Bulls are just without Kobe White and Patrick Williams once again, which is going to be the case for at least a couple more weeks, at least in the case of Kobe White. Then the Minnesota Timberwolves may or may not get D'Angelo Russell back. At this point in time, I'm projecting him to play, but that could also change throughout the day as we get more news out. And if we get that news, I'll definitely leave it down in the comments, as I always do with all the injury news and the starting lineups as well. Then on the Memphis Grizzlies side, we got Dylan Brooks out once again, so no changes there. New Orleans Pelicans are without Zion Williamson once again. Then we're still looking at Herb Jones and Brandon Ingram being questionable. We'll see whether or not they play tonight. Hopefully we get some of that news early on today. Dallas Mavericks just without Maxi Kleber in this one. For the Miami Heat, Max Strus is still out, but Victor Oladipo now listed as a game time decision. We'll see whether or not he plays tonight and what his role will look like on this team overall. I do assume if he does end up playing, he's going to be on some type of minutes restriction, though. Then for the Denver Nuggets, Murray and Porter are both out in this game. Porter's been dealing with that back injury. So actually that helps out guys like Aaron Gordon quite a bit. They have Jeff Green in the starting lineup. I'm not sure it's actually going to be Jeff Green, but we'll see who comes about in that starting lineup. If we get that news kind of early on, maybe there's a little bit of value there to play out throughout the day. Then Morris and Kankar, both game time decisions, but both likely to play. Atlanta Hawks are without Okongwu once again. John Collins listed as a game time decision, but it looks like he should play as well. For the Golden State Warriors, Wiseman and Thompson both out once again. Looks like Iguodala should be back today. For the Phoenix Suns, we already have the news that DeAndre Ayton's out, so we're going to look at that JaVale McGee Frank Kaminsky, a little bit of value there once again. Dario Saric is still out. Looks like Campaign is back. I believe he played the last game too as well. And then Woodard is a game time decision for the Kings, but he's not in the rotation either way. Then last but not least, we move all the way down to the Charlotte Hornets and the Los Angeles Lakers. So PJ Washington, game time decision. We'll see if he plays or not. Then for the Lakers, Nunn, LeBron James, Horton Tucker, Ariza are all still out. Anthony Davis, game time decision. Unfortunately, he burned our souls. You know, the last time they played since he started off playing, and then he's just like, I got like a stomach virus. I don't feel like playing anymore. Also, was noteworthy that the Lakers were getting their butts kicked pretty good in that game too, so maybe that had a factor in it. But, you know, if you're not feeling well, just don't play, especially with the way the NBA is nowadays. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. Should be a pretty interesting slate. There's a couple little injuries we're watching out for, but not too many major ones. Obviously, D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, they're going to be two of the bigger ones tonight. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So at the point guard position, I got Shake Milton. He is all the way up to $5,200 now, looking for 26 points out of him. I am still assuming Danny Green's out in this game tonight. He should see a healthy amount of minutes, so I got him projected for 29 points. Then we have Will Barton, shooting guard. He's $5,500, looking for about 27, 28 points out of him. I got him projected for about 29 to 30 in this game. He's averaging 31.5 essentially on the season. No Michael Porter Jr. in this game. Should be a couple extra shots to go around. That should favor a guy like Will Barton tonight. Then at small forward position, got Korkmaz once again, $4,900, looking for 24, 25 points out of him. Got him projected for about 26 tonight, but as we've seen the last time out, if he's getting the minutes, if he's shooting the ball decent, he can definitely play above that as well. Then at the power forward position, once again, we're going to Frank Kaminsky. Should be another good spot for him tonight, especially against the Sacramento Kings. $4,300, looking for 21, 22 points on him. Averaging about 20 on the season, but these games that he's been playing, he's getting 29 minutes, going over 30. I got him projected for 29 points tonight, but definitely has some upside for more as well. Then last but not least, at the center position, I'm going right back to the Blake Griffin train, and $4,300, very cheap price for him. He's been playing more minutes. He's been playing well lately, so why not go there? As long as he's going to be underpriced, he probably should be closer to $5,000, $5,200 at this point in time. So, you know, for $4,300, you're looking for 21, 22 points out of him. I've got him projected for at least 25 points tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side for tonight, you'll have $25,800 remaining, $8,600 per player. So you can definitely pay up for 2 studs still, find a value play that you do like to pair along with them, or you can take a balanced approach and just try to get some good players that are a little bit pricey, but not over the top pricey as well. But with that being said, we'll move over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So at the point guard position, we're going to go with Terry Rozier, $5,300. He's been playing the minutes since he came back. He was not shooting well for the first 2 games. The last game, he got a little bit better. So looking for about 26, 27 points out of him here. I got him projected for 28. So looking like a decent little play tonight. Then at the shooting guard position, we got Seth Curry. Obviously, 76ers still banged up. He's been one of the primary beneficiaries, even though he wasn't the best the last time out. $5,200, looking for 26 points. He's averaging about 24 on the season. I have him projected for about 27, 28 points in this game. Should be a solid game for him once again. Then at the small forward position, we got Bogdan Bogdanovic, $4,800, looking for 24 points out of him, averaging 22 on the season. He's still playing the minutes. He's had decent games here and there, but none of those really standout performances that you're looking for out of him this season. They go against the Golden State Warriors. Should be a little bit of pace-up spot as well. More opportunities there, and I think it could be a decent game for Bogdanovic tonight. Hopefully that's the case, though, because these Bogdanovic brothers, it seems like every time I play them, something goes wrong, or when they're both on the same slate and I play one, it's the other one that goes off. So I have a little bit of like a Bogdanovic curse for whatever reason, but hopefully that's not the case tonight. Then at the power forward position, we're going right back to Frank Kaminsky, $4,300. Got him projected for about 28 points in this one. That's all you got to say. No DeAndre Ayton. He should be out there playing quite a bit of minutes once again. Kind of explained it a little bit more on the DraftKings side already. Then at the center position, we got Blake Griffin, $3,900, looking for 19, 20 points out of him. Like I said, on the DraftKings side, playing decent minutes. He's been playing relatively well. $3,900 is almost a straight-up disrespectful price tag for him at this point in time. So like I said, on the DraftKings side, probably should be closer to $5,000 at this point in time. So the value is there for Blake Griffin. Definitely going to take it more times than not. And then he could also be moved down to the power forward position if you want to play a different center as well, whether it's Joel Embiid, somebody else like that, Karl Anthony Towns, Nikola Jokic. There is quite a few centers on this slate that you can pay up for as well. So that's kind of the nice part about Blake Griffin. He can play center or he can play power forward on both slates. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you'll have $36,500 remaining, just over $9,100. So definitely you can pay up for at least 2 studs on this slate and then find some mid-range values to go with them as well. Definitely a lot of options, and it should be an interesting slate overall. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, November 8th. As always, if you have any other questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it is on FanDuel or DraftKings. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I upload a new video. And with that being said, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this, as well as 5 videos for fantasy football and NFL DFS content throughout the week. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.